Welcome back to Trashman MMA. It's yours truly, and today we are going over huge fight announcements that were recently made by Pink Man Dana White. Let's get straight into it. I don't want to hold up too much of your time. RIDDER versus Anthony Hernandez confirmed for October 18th fight night in Vancouver, Canada. What an odd two pair of people to be headlining a main event in Canada. I know we don't have any Canadian stars, but to have a fucking whatever Reiner de Ridder is and fucking a Mexican, it's just an odd group of it's an odd pairing. But Reiner de Ridder, number 5th ranked in the division, versus 6th ranked Anthony Hernandez, who just bumped up and actually kicked Kyle Boralho down to number 7. Are taking each other on October 18th in the main event. I have their records and whatnot displayed in the bottom right corner, so if you want to take a peek and gander at that, go feel free. Just what an exciting fight and matchup. There was actually some rumors and rumbling for like the past 2 days, about past 2 days about this fight being made, but it wasn't really confirmed, but it kind of seemed very much so confirmed. As there was another fight with Davison Figueiredo and Montel Jackson. Those rumors were going on at the same time, which they both got confirmed around the same time. But the Davison Figueiredo fight is on a different card about the week before this one on the Oliveira versus Fiziev card. But that's neither here nor there. Reiner de Ridder steamrolling. I'm honestly surprised both of these guys. I'm now not that interested in a Imavov versus Boralho matchup, considering that both Reiner de Ridder and Anthony Hernandez, well, more so Reiner de Ridder, have done more than a Kyle Boralho. Kyle Boralho did have an impressive win last year in August against Anthony Hernandez, against Jared Cannonier. But that win has not aged poorly, but kind of aged poorly, you know. Since then, he has gotten a win over, it was a RoboCop, and then he just recently lost to MVP this past Saturday. So that win is, it's okay. But both Anthony Hernandez, well, not even Anthony Hernandez. You can't even really say too much about Anthony Hernandez on paper-wise, seeing as his best win is Roman Dolidze, right? But Reiner de Ridder definitely deserves to, in my opinion, a Reiner de Ridder versus Nasruddin Imavov would be a way better headliner, and Anthony Hernandez versus a Kyle Boralho. Those fights make much more sense to me, just ranking-wise and deserving-wise. But here we have it, Reiner de Ridder versus Anthony Hernandez, another title eliminator bout for Khamzat Chimaev. Now, it's absolutely insane that we are going to have 2 title eliminator matchups when we all know Khamzat Chimaev is only going to fight once a year. Good luck seeing Khamzat Chimaev face the winner of either of these. He'll face the winner of one, probably the winner of Imavov Boralho. But good luck. Good luck seeing this guy twice in 2026. Good luck. I know a lot of people are saying they think that Khamzat Chimaev is going to be a lot more active now, that they think he's actually going to fight in October. Brother, he's not fighting in October. You guys are all fooling yourselves into believing that he's actually going to be active. He's not. In what world are they going to force Imavov or Boralho to make a 4-week turnaround to then fight in October? Their fight's going on and it's September 16th probably. And you think that he's going to make them turn around a month later to fight in October? Just because there's an Abu Dhabi card in October apparently? No, bro, that is absolutely ludicrous. And I just don't understand why people think now that all of a sudden Khamzat Chimaev has the belt, like he's going to be the most active champion of all time. No, he's not. Honestly, there was fear and rumbling. Bro, he had to quarantine himself in a house in Los Angeles just so he wouldn't get sick for this fight, dude. Like, what makes people think that he's actually going to be an active champion? I'm sorry to break the news to you, man. He's really not going to be. And look, I would love him to be an active champion, but it's just he's simply not gonna. He's simply not gonna, dude. Like, I'm sorry, but what an interesting fight. And honestly, I've always kind of, like, as you know, if you've seen me in comments and places, you know my opinions on Anthony Hernandez. I'm kind of full frontal, non-apologetic about my feelings about Anthony Hernandez. I don't think he's that good. I think the pace he puts is not that high. It's a very mediocre pace. It's not that high output at all. This guy's not throwing 100 strikes in a fucking fight, dude. It's a very mediocre, slightly fast-paced pace. It's not that impressive to me. But Reinier de Ridder, the one guy that I can see Anthony Hernandez in the top 5 putting on that pace actually working against, it is Reinier de Ridder. Reinier de Ridder is just infamous for slowing down, man. He slowed it down fucking tremendously against what was his face? Against Gerald Meerschaert. Dude, the second round started and the fatigue was out of this roof. The fatigue was out of this world, man. As well as this fight with Robert Whittaker. In the third round, it's already like very apparent. Just like, bro, how are you this? Like, I get it, you fatigue in a fight, and that third, fourth, fifth round are tough, but the levels of fatigue that you're showing in the third round, it's ludicrous. It is absolutely mind-boggling. I simply can't understand it. So with that lack of cardio being in factor, I think Anthony Hernandez can actually beat this guy. I used to think Anthony Hernandez wouldn't crack the top 5. Now here he is at number 6, and if he beats Reinier de Ridder, man, I think that's the easiest fight in the top 5 for him. So I'm still not gonna give him his credit, but I do think that he can beat Reinier de Ridder. Their grappling skill levels are about on the same level. And you just look at the record, like Anthony Hernandez, even though like he has like 5 or like what's that, like 7 less fights, something like that. 7-5 less fights than Anthony Hernandez, than Reinier de Ridder. His records are nearly identical. The only difference is kind of what do you call it? Experience. If Anthony Hernandez has about a few more fights, I think their records are nearly identical, right? 3-4, right? Reinier de Ridder, 4 knockouts, 14 submission, 3 decision wins. Anthony Hernandez, 3 knockouts, 9 submissions, 3 decision wins. They're virtually identical for the amount of fights that they both have. Anthony Hernandez, 1 knockout loss, 1 submission loss. Reinier de Ridder, 2 knockout losses coming by Anatoly something, that fucking triple champ Russian dude, who's definitely on steroids, by the way. What an interesting fight, though, for the main event for a Vancouver fight night. I'm hyped for it, though. I'm very hyped for it. I'm looking forward to it. I do think, as of right now, I'd have to watch film, but even so, like, Reinier de Ridder's gas tank is just such a noticeable issue that it's really crazy. But maybe that's just the pace that he puts on as well. So we're gonna have to see. Right now, I'm leaning towards Anthony Hernandez, about 75-25 in favor of Anthony Hernandez. But that's not all we got going on. That's not all we're going to go over for this card. We are going to go over a few more fights that were not announced. Well, not just recently announced, but have been announced for a while, but are on the same card. That I feel like are noteworthy. So the next fight, the co-main event, Marlon Vera, number 7th ranked, versus Zahabi, number 10th ranked, in the bantamweight division. Marlon Vera 23-10-1, Zahabi 13-2, both well experienced in the game. Marlon Vera I forgot what Marlon Vera's last fight was. I think his last 2 fights were against Sean O'Malley and then Davison Figueiredo. Maybe there's one more in there that I'm completely forgetting, but the last time I remember seeing Marlon Vera was against Davison Figueiredo, which he actually got dropped in that fight. And then Zahabi, obviously, his last kind of breakout performance for him was against Jose Aldo in, not Vancouver, but in Canada, I believe. No, it wasn't in Canada. Was it? I can't remember. Was it in Canada? I feel like it was because I think that's where JDM and Bilal fought, if I'm not mistaken, right? Didn't he fight on that card? I'm pretty sure he fought on that card. But anyways, Marlon Vera, 18 knockout wins, 10 submission wins, 5 uh, decision wins. That doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right at all. That doesn't seem right at all. Did I get that wrong? There's no way Marlon Vera has 10 submission wins. I refuse to believe that. I'm actually searching that up right now because I refuse to believe that he has 10 submission wins. Holy fucking shit, he has 10 submission wins. That is fucking ludicrous. That is absolutely insane. Wow. Okay. Amin Zahabi. Let's see if I got this one right too. 5, 3, and 5. Yep, I got that right as well. What insane matchup. Honestly, I'm leaning towards Amin Zahabi right now. He looked very tricky against Jose Aldo. Now, he did get dropped and hurt in that third round like twice. He got fucking soccer kicked as well. But man, to be able to have that grit to pull through it, this guy isn't a fucking Pedro Munoz, He's not a fucking Dominic Cruz that's going to get caught with the fucking head kick. You know what I'm saying? So I just think well, even if he does get caught with that head kick, we see that he has what it takes to kind of pull through it, Whereas a fucking old head Dominic Cruz and fucking Frankie Edgar probably don't have what it takes anymore in their system to really kind of muscle through. But Amin Zahabi, even though he's on the older side as well, he's probably older than Marlon Vera. I can still see him being a tricky trickster and finding a way to get it done. So I'm leaning kind of 60-40 in favor of Amin Zahabi here. The only thing I can really see being an age a problem is the fact that Amin Zahabi is 37 years fucking old. He actually might be 38 by the time they fight, I think. I would imagine. His birthday's coming up soon. So this one's tricky, man. This one's real tricky. Maybe Marlon Vera can craft, maybe he unlocks crafty vet status and he's able to, pull a few tricks out of his bag. But right now I'm really leaning Amin Zahabi for whatever reason. I haven't seen anything impressive out of Marlon Vera. I haven't seen any impressive wins besides fucking Pedro Munoz. Yeah, I know Pedro Munoz is a crafty vet in and of himself, but I'm just saying, Amin Zahabi being a fucking crisp 37 years old, maybe he has crafty vet status now. Instead of Marlon Vera, who's fairly young still. I believe he's like 33, 32. So, leaning Amin Zahabi, but a good co-main event. The crowd is definitely going to get behind Amin Zahabi as he himself is a Canadian. He speaks French, because of course he does. Fucking look at the dude. But interesting fight. I'm here for it. On to the next fight that they have, which is a fairly interesting one in my opinion. Manon Fiorot versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. Manon Fiorot coming off of a loss to the champ. Fuck, what's her name? Fuck. Well, I'm gonna eat a piece of lettuce right now while I think about her name. What the? Valentina Shevchenko. There we go. Oh, I'm gonna finish eating this lettuce. Manon Fiorot coming off a fresh loss to Valentina Shevchenko, where she kind of got masterclassed. If I'm remembering correctly, she just got absolutely masterclassed for 5 rounds. She had some success here and there, but I believe a lot of people, including myself, thought that she would hurt Shevchenko enough, or at least catch her. But it turned out she was the one that was being caught and dropped multiple times within that fight. But Jasmine Jasudavicius, the Canadian herself, is on a nice little win streak right now. I believe she's on like a 5-6 fight win streak, if I'm remembering correctly. Yes, she is. So I'll just read off some of her latest wins. Jessica Andrade, round 1 rear naked choke. Mayra Bueno Silva, unanimous decision. Ariana Lipsky, Darce choke. Fatima Klein, unanimous. Priscilla Cacahueta, Darce choke. Lost to Tracy Cortez, beat Miranda Maverick. Gabriela Fernandez, who, I mean, isn't that bad in my opinion. She got a win over Wayne Kong, and I think Wayne Kong is pretty good. lost in a unanimous decision to Natalia Silva, who is most likely challenging uh, Valentina Shevchenko for the belt next, as Natalia Silva had kind of a breakout performance against Alexa Grasso in her last fight. Most definitely is fighting for the belt next, but she's 8-2 in the UFC. Her only two losses being Tracy Cortez and Natalia Silva. Other than that, she's been kind of a force to be reckoned with. Um, it is something to be said that a lot of her wins I don't necessarily hold in high regard. Um, Maybe Ariana Delipsky, but even then or De Silva, but even then it's like I don't know how much I trust that win. Looking back at it, she's lost to Wayne Kong, to Karine Silva, and I absolutely hate Karine Silva. I don't think she's good whatsoever. I don't understand how she's ranked, but maybe Jasmine Jasudavicius, in my opinion, she's a real good, well-rounded fighter. In my opinion, she's a bit more of a submission artist, even though she only has 4 submission wins. She's kind of a decision merchant, but who isn't in the WMMA? And Manon Fiorot herself, obviously, she's a really good striker. Not necessarily has the most pop, but she can definitely stick and move for sure. You just can't do that against Valentina Shevchenko, the GOAT, of course. So this one's a little tricky. I see this one, even though it doesn't really show it, I do believe this fight is a striker versus grappler archetype of fight. And for that reason, I'm kind of leaning Jasmine Jasudavicius. If I remember correctly, Manon Fiorot was kind of getting like almost ragdolled. Not ragdolled, but just very clearly out-grappled by Valentina Shevchenko in that fight. And that's no knock to her. Valentina Shevchenko is a beast on the ground in her own right. But I believe Jasmine Jasudavicius is maybe not equally as good, but still a high caliber of a grappler. But actually, I'm looking at it right now. Manon Fiorot actually controlled Valentina Shevchenko for 7 whole minutes. So maybe I'm remembering this fight wrong. Manon Fiorot shot for 12 takedowns, got 1. Valentina Shevchenko shot for 9, got 2. Very interesting. Very interesting. Strikes were fairly close, about a 25 strike difference in the two. And significant strikes, it's even closer than that. This one's real hard. If she could go tit for tat with Valentina Shevchenko, I remember that this fight being a lot more one-sided than these stats are alluding to. A lot closer than these stats are alluding to. Or a lot more dominant than these stats are alluding to. My apologies. But, I mean, if Manon Fiorot can stick and move with a striker like Valentina Shevchenko, I don't think Jasmine Jasudavicius will be able to implement her game plan. But if she's able to, evade, have some nice little head movement, I think she can take Manon Fiorot to the ground and maybe, submit her within the distance. Not too sure yet. I'd have to see what's up, but maybe within the distance. Or maybe she just racks up a win due to control time. Just dominant position, gets the bag, sinks the hooks in, or gets the body triangle and kind of just, Hamzat Chimaev maxes. But I got Jasmine Jasudavicius for now. Not very confident. 55-45 in favor of Jasmine Jasudavicius. On to the next fight that we have, and I believe the last one is just a fun one. Asmat Bakoa versus Yusri Belgariu. I think that's his name. I'll just say Yusri. Asmat Bakoa versus Yusri, the GOAT, the fucking Twitter warrior GOAT himself, fucking Twitter thumbs over here. Asmat Bakoa versus Alex Pereira's former foe, now current training partner, who's okay. He's okay. He's nothing. He's no force to be reckoned with necessarily. I believe he's 1-1 on the Contender Series, which actually started about now. What the fuck? All right, I gotta wrap this video up. I'm gonna see what's good with that Contender Series. It's barely 12 minutes though. They fucking take so fucking long to start that shit. So, but Yusri Belgari versus Bakoev. This fight got pushed At first, Terrence Finney was supposed to be taking on Bekoev. Then they switched it to Belgario, and then they switched it again. Oh, that's my PS4. Hold on, guys. I'm a mute it. Don't. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. Hold on now. Just bear with me. I'm gonna put on ESPN right real quick. Get this shit started. I'm gonna mute it so y'all can't hear it. Bekoev was supposed to fight Terrence Finney or something like that. Is his name Terrence Finney? I don't think it's Terrence, but Finney. Torres Finney? Torres Finney. Yusri Belgari making his debut after going 1-0, 1-1 on the Contender Series. I believe his last fight he got the win, but his first showing on it he actually lost. I just don't think he's all. Oh shit! The fight's about to start right now. I'm glad I turned it on. I just think Bekoev. The only thing that could see giving Bekoev a problem here is Yusri's height. He's a very tall guy. He's fighting in the middleweight division. He's kind of Pereira maxing. This guy should be in the light heavyweight division. He's fucking giant. Just stature-wise, I think I could see that being Azamat's biggest problem. But even then, so I feel like Yusri struggled with other relatively shorter guys, or maybe I'm just making that up in my head. But as we see just on the ways of winning, Azamat Bekoev is a lot more well-rounded. 8 wins by KO, 8 wins by submission, 4 wins by decision, opposed to Yusri Belgari, 6 wins by KO and 2 wins by decision. 3 wins by 3 losses by decision as well. You know, this guy's no stranger to just getting, you know, outpointed and fraud checked over 15 minutes. So I could see Bekoev taking him down. Maybe he does have trouble taking him down. These longer guys are kind of harder to take down. They typically have better takedown defense. You know, you look at your Israel Adesanyas and your Alex Pereiras, guys who are kickboxers, but just due to their length, you have a tremendously hard time trying to take them down. So I can see that being somewhat of an issue for Bekoev. But at the end of the day, I pulled up the stats right here. Yusri Belgario does have a 5-inch height advantage, does have a 7-inch reach advantage. It's going to be a tall order for Azamat Bekoev, no doubt. He's been looking good in the UFC so far, 2 first-round finishes. His what do you call it? His regional scene doesn't look that bad either. And Yusri Belgario, you know, he looks promising. He looks promising, but that's all about I can really say. His loss, wow, I didn't realize that's who he lost to. His loss against Marco Tulio is aging phenomenally. I didn't realize that that's the guy who he lost to. What a fucking loss. That's not bad at all. To not get highlighted by that guy. That guy's very good. Extremely deep tool bag. But some of his opponents just don't look all to that record-wise. So right now I'm kind of leaving Azamat Bekoev. Cuzio Jr. versus Jimenez is going on right now. What a fucking pair of names on these guys. Holy shit. So I'm leaving Azamat Bekoev kind of 70-30 right now. I think it'll be a good fight though, nevertheless. Holy shit, these guys are putting hands on each other. Holy shit. But let's go over some more fights I didn't feel like making a thing for. We got Bruno Silva versus everybody's favorite Asian Chinese guy, Hyung-Sung Park. Yes, there is a difference between Chinese and South Korean. Well, that's at least what they'll tell you, but I'm here to tell you that they're fucking not. I'll probably go Hyung-Sung Park with this one. Bruno Silva, I just think he's just fucking old as shit. I just think anytime he shows up, he's kind of just getting masterclass. He went on a nice little 3-4 fight knockout win streak, which is impressive, but I just think Hyung-Sung Park, his striking is I'm fucking trolling right now, acting like I've actually seen this guy fight more than a fucking round. This guy got knocked down twice by fucking Tatsuro Taira. So who knows what his chin is looking like. But I think it's better. I think it's good enough to deal with Bruno Silva, who kind of just got volume maxed by fucking Joshua Van, who's actually coming back now after his loss due to Joshua Van. I got Hyung-Sung Park with this one. And then for the final one that we're going to go over, Danny Barlow versus DeJordan Santos. I don't like this for Danny Barlow whatsoever. Danny Barlow, Kuzio Jr. is getting swarmed right now. He's getting swarmed. He's gonna get finished. Oh, he's gonna get finished. Oh shit, he's gonna get finished. Oh, he's back to his feet. Holy shit, he's back to his feet. Body shot from Jimenez. Oh, head kick from Jimenez. Holy shit. Oh, fuck. They're going back and forth. Oh, Kuzio's on fucking wobbly legs. Oh, nice left hook, though. Holy, oh, damn. Hold on. That left hook on Kuzio is kind of going crazy right now. Head kick again from Jimenez. Holy shit. What the fuck is going on? This fight's crazy. All right, I'm going to finish this up, dudes. The Jordan Santos looks really good. And I don't like. Oh fuck! He hurt Kuzio again. Holy shit! The Jordan Santos looks very promising. I can't believe he lost to Ozzy Diaz though. Actually, what the fuck? That loss to Ozzy Diaz is embarrassing. But at the end of the day, Danny Barlow is not a big 175er, and the fact that he's moving up to 185. Oh, he dropped. That was a weak stoppage, man. That was such a weak stoppage from Herb Dean. Jimenez kind of just like got a body lock on him, dragged him to the floor, and like that was it. You know, he literally, what the fuck was that stoppage? Yeah, he was kind of putting pressure on him. He's kind of putting the beats on him, but he just got a body lock and kind of just dragged him to the fence and hit him like once or two more times. Well, Jimenez was fucking while Kuzio was defending. That's kind of a bullshit stoppage. What the fuck ever though. This guy was getting touched up by that left high kick though. Danny Barlow though, back to the fight, my bad guys. Back to the fight. Danny Barlow isn't a big 170er. Like he's good and he's big, but he's not overly big. The fact hold on. He's not overly big to the fact where he would need to move up to the middleweight division. So I don't understand this move up against the Jordan Santos, who is a capable middleweight, I guess. He's a little flabby, but I can't imagine Danny Barlow getting too fucking crazy built for this fight either. He himself is probably going to be a little flabby. I don't like this at all for Danny Barlow. I want to see him continue at his journey at welterweight. Yeah, he got knocked out by something Patterson, but I mean, hey bro, it was a setback, whatever. Just take it on the chin. Don't fucking go up. Like this move from middleweight to, I mean, this move from welterweight to middleweight isn't. Look, bro, I think you're gonna struggle is what I'm trying to say. But so I'm leaning kind of to Jordan Santos here. The height, I guess, Danny Barlow's pretty tall, but not overly tall for a welterweight in and of itself. But that was the video, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm yours truly, Trashman MMA. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new. Follow my Instagram, follow my Twitter. Check out all my posts. And I'll be making a prediction video probably tomorrow for this upcoming weekend's card, Ming Yang Zhang versus Johnny Walker. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.